Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for meeting with us today. I wonder if we could talk a little bit about the pro-Chile office in Atlanta and why the government of Chile decided to put an office here in Atlanta.
Well, firstly, I can tell you that we are in the best level of bilateral relationships between our countries in all our history. And we can appreciate this level of relationship in all kind of aspects of this bilateral relationship, trade and economic in general, and investments, politically, culturally, even in defense or other topics. We signed a free trade agreement with the United States in 2003 that has been in implementation since January 2004. In the first 5 years of this free trade agreement, the bilateral trade have increased in more than 300%. This is probably one of the most successful free trade agreements both for Chile and for the United States. Another very important point in this free trade agreement is that the American export to Chile have increased much more than 300%. That means that your companies have been more aggressive than the Chilean companies. And this is very good, very good. We are very satisfied with this free trade agreement and with the result and with the future. In this context, we opened a new promotion office just a couple of weeks ago in Chicago, and today we are inaugurating this in Atlanta. And this one is particularly important because it's the first time that we are going to have an official representative in the trade sector in this part of the United States. We have learned that the United States is one very important and great union, but there are many differences between the different states, the different regions. Probably we can talk of within the United States we have 50 different countries. So we can work with all the union in the same way. We have to be a little bit more local. We have to be a little bit more focused in our work. So this office is going to deal with Atlanta, with Georgia, and with this region, Center-South region in the Union, with the idea of promoting business, of informing your business community about the opportunities in Chile, and to support our export to this market. So this is a very important decision. This is an investment that the Chilean government is doing just because we are convinced that the business opportunities are enormous for both parts, for the American companies in Chile and for the Chilean companies in this market.
Could you talk a little bit about the business opportunities in Chile for U.S. companies?
Well, Chilean economy is one of the most dynamic one. Let me tell you that between 1990 and 2008, the average annual economic growth of Chile has been 5.8% per year. This is the fifth most dynamic economy all over the world after Chinese economy, Indian, Ireland, and Singapore, I think. So this economic growth obviously means a lot of new opportunities. The country is much more interested in buying technology today than 10 or 20 years ago. or importing machinery for this process of economic growth. So one important business activity for American companies is the high technology industry. Another important sector for us, for our future growth, is the energy sector. We have to deal with the environmental protection in our country, also considering the environmental problems all over the world. So we decide to go very intensively in trying to find new energy sources, renewable energy sources in Chile. So wind energy, solar energy, but also all these new kind of energy sources that many centers, many technological institutions or companies have been trying to explore are interesting for us. So there you have also a very important aspect. As we are a very export-oriented economy, we are always very interested in keeping this competitiveness in all the sense of the concept. That means that we have to improve all the time this capacity to be competitive all over the world. That means that we have to improve constantly the highways, the port system, the infrastructure in general, telecommunication system. We are one of the most modern countries from all this infrastructure point of view. But for keeping this competitiveness, we need to improve all the time. Another important sector is the human capital development. The government decided a specific plan a couple of years ago of investing a lot of money in sending students abroad to the different universities and for inviting too academic people to Chile in order to have a better standard in our education system and a better standard for our people, for our workers, for our technicians. Always important is to try to create joint venture companies. We already have many American companies working in Chile since many, many years. We also have, since a couple of years ago, Chilean companies investing in the United States. This is a new phenomenon from the, I should say, the last 6-7 years. And this process is going to continue in the next future. So how can we put together the Chilean and American companies for working in the international markets? Chile has more than 22 different free trade agreements with 60 different countries all over the world. That represents 85% of the world population and the world production. That means that from Chile, you can do business with practically zero tariff level. And this is also a very important instrument for the competitiveness in the world market.